Way back noong college, nung nag-uumpisa pa lamang ako mag-invest sa ating merkado, kagaya nyo na nag-uumpisa pa lamang sa pag-invest, marami din akong pinagdaanan na mali pagdating sa investing. Yung mga na-share ko sa inyo ng mga knowledge and information ngayon, ito ay parte ng mga process na pinagdaanan ko over the years. Now, if I could give my younger self a few pieces of investment advice, remember that these are my personal views and I hope mapulutan nyo rin ng aral ito. Kung ready ka na, stay ka lang. I'll show you how. Now, pagdating sa investing, time is your best friend. The earlier you start, the more you benefits from the magic of compounding. So guys, don't delay, start today. Gusto kong ipakita sa inyo yung isang interview from the man, the legend itself, Warren Buffett, kung bakit time is your best friend when it comes to investing.
Mr. Buffett, how can I make $30 billion?
Start young. Charlie's always said that the big thing about it is we started building this little snowball on top of a very long hill. So we started at a very early age in rolling the snowball down. And of course, the snowball, the nature of compound interest is it behaves like a snowball of sticky snow. And the trick is to have a very long hill, which means either starting very young or living to be very old. I would do it exactly the same way if I were doing it in the investment world. I mean, if I were getting out of school today and I had $10,000 to invest, I'd start with the A's. I would start going right through companies, and I probably would focus on smaller companies because I would be working with smaller sums, and there's more chance that something is overlooked in that arena. And as Charlie has said earlier, it won't be like doing that in 1951 when you could leaf through and find all kinds of things that just leapt off the page at you. But that's the only way to do it. I mean, you have to buy businesses or little pieces of businesses called stocks, and you have to buy them at attractive prices, and you have to buy them you have to buy into good businesses, and that advice will be the same 100 years from now in terms of investing. That's what it's all about.
And remember, consistency over time can make a significant difference in your wealth building journey. Number 2, day trading doesn't work. Yes, naiintindihan ko na gusto nating kumita ng mabilis sa merkado. Kung ang day trading ay kayang i-replicate, bakit kapag sinesearch mo sa Forbes ang mga top billionaire, top richest person in the world, ang lumalabas si Elon Musk, Bernard Arnault, Jeff Bezos, Larry Ellison, and Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. Now, itong mga tao na to ay nasa business world and investing. Now, if you want to become the best, learn from the best. Now, kung magre-research ka sa YouTube, a lot of day trading channel ay may mga paid courses. Why? Siguro dahil gusto nilang ibahagi yung kanilang secret strategy to become profitable in the market. Again, uulitin ko, if you want to become the best in what you do, learn only from the best. Like Warren Buffett, open book siya. So ang daming nagkalat na information sa mga ginagawang strategy ni Warren Buffett. Learn from the best. Now, number 3, risk and reward. Pagdating sa investing, it is essential to find the right balance that aligns with your financial goals and also risk tolerance.
The number one rule in investing is know the risks of the investment, not the rewards. First assess what can go wrong and then look at what can be positive. 99% of the investors first look at the returns, the potential. How much can Facebook grow? How much can Amazon grow? What will happen if this nano chip is applied to these mobile phones? What happens that? So everybody's focused on the reward, especially in a bull market that's 8 years long. However, real investors, they focus on the risk. What can go wrong? What can go wrong? How much can I lose? And when they know how much they can lose, then they go and compare with what can happen positively and then they assess the risk and the reward. It's all about risk reward in investing. That's the top rule in investing. And what you want to find is positive asymmetrical risk reward situations.
A well-diversified portfolio can help manage risk and achieve long-term growth over time. Number 4, diversification is a must. Ang pagdiversify ng ating investment, spreading across different asset classes and industries, matutulungan tayo nito para mabawasan yung risk and maprotektahan ng ating portfolio from market volatility.
So, today I'll discuss how the big boys, especially Warren Buffett, diversifies. Let's go a little bit in history. Warren Buffett is famous for buying American Express in the 1960s amidst the oil scandal, when the stock price dropped 70%. He made a nice calculation. He saw that the brand, the company, is much more valuable whatever happens in the oil scandal, and he bought with 40% of his portfolio. He still has those stocks. So he bought those stocks when they were extremely cheap. Fast forward 20 years, Coca-Cola. He bought Coca-Cola stocks in 1988, just after the 1987 stock market crash. Coca-Cola's stock price was above $3 in 1987. Then after the crash, it dropped to $2.20, $2.40. And as you can see, the bulk of Buffett's buying was done at that price range. So Buffett bought Coca-Cola in a limited amount of time. And when he bought Coca-Cola, he focused on buying only that stock. He consequently kept Coca-Cola. These prices in the chart are adjusted, and Coca-Cola's dividend now is about $1.4. So Buffett paid $2.20 and he now enjoys a dividend of $1.4 on those $2.20. That's a 60% return per year just from the dividend. But he was smart enough to buy when the stocks were cheap.
Now, this information ay very, very important. Why? Kailangan natin mag-diversify ng ating mga investment. Hindi lamang investment, kung hindi, pati yung ating mga sources of income. Ang best example nito ay nung nakarang pandemya. Kung meron lang tayo isang source of income nun, talagang labis na naapektuhan ang ating buhay. Hindi ba, may kasabihan nga tayo, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify wisely. Number 5, emotions can be your enemy. Ang emotion sa pag-invest can be the worst enemy of investor. Fear and greed can lead to impulsive decision that may harm your long-term gains.
Emotions can easily sway an investor's way of thinking, especially in a volatile market like we're seeing today. Emotions are real important. Your emotional response to what the market's doing, that thing can lead you to make impulse decisions with your investments, and that might keep you on a constant watch of what your money's doing minute after minute and drive you nuts. And once you start to emotionally invest, you're letting fear and greed take over decisions, which will probably cause you to lose out in the long run. But luckily, you can eliminate fear. That's the big deal here. With the right investing strategy, you can get rid of fear. We want to buy fear, right? We want to be greedy when everybody's fearful. And we want to sell greed. We want to be fearful when everybody's greedy. So we've got to be rational in order to do that. And we're confident investors because we look at value and we understand our businesses. All right, so what does it mean? Being an emotional investor means, kind of going off your gut feeling or your reaction to what might be happening in the market, to what might be happening to other people. They're getting rich or they're losing their butts. I don't know. It's all emotion. If the market drops right when you invest in a company, you might regret it. You might feel really bad about it. You might start to freak out. But if you invest the rule number 1 way, which is emotionless and confident, rational, then you're going to notice that the companies you choose to invest in will turn out to be great investments in the long term. Now remember what Warren Buffett said, if you cannot control your emotions, you cannot control your money. You cannot control your emotions, you can't control your money. And that's a fact.
It is essential to stay disciplined, stick to your investment strategy, and avoid making emotional decisions based on short-term market fluctuations. Number 6, research is key. Pagre-research ng isang company bago ka mag-invest, matutulungan ka nito para magkaroon ka ng informed decision, para magkaroon ka ng understanding sa business economics ng isang kumpanya na papasukan mo.
The first rule in investment is don't lose. And the second rule in investment is don't forget the first rule. And that's all the rules there are. I mean, if you buy things for far below what they're worth and you buy a group of them, you basically don't lose money.
Warren, what do you consider the most important quality for an investment manager?
It's a temperamental quality, not an intellectual quality. You don't need tons of IQ in this business. I mean, you have to have enough IQ to get from here to downtown Omaha, but you do not have to be able to play three-dimensional chess or be in the top leagues in terms of bridge playing or something of the sort. You need a stable personality. You need a temperament that neither derives great pleasure from being with the crowd or against the crowd. Because this is not a business where you take polls, it's a business where you think. And Ben Graham would say that you're not right or wrong because 1,000 people agree with you. And you're not right or wrong because 1,000 people disagree with you. You're right because your facts and your reasoning are right.
Warren, what do you do that's different than 90% of the money managers who are in the market?
Certainly most of the professional investors focus on what the stock is likely to do in the next year or two. And they have all kinds of arcane methods of approaching that, but they do not really think of themselves as owning a piece of a business. The real test of whether you're investing from a value standpoint or not is whether you care whether the stock market is open tomorrow. If you're making a good investment in a security, it shouldn't bother you if they close down the stock market for 5 years. All the ticker tells me is the price. And I can look at the price occasionally to see whether the price is outlandishly cheap or outlandishly high. But prices don't tell me anything about a business. Business figures themselves tell me something about a business, but the price of a stock doesn't tell me anything about a business. I would rather value a stock or a business first and not even know the price, so that I'm not influenced by the price in establishing my valuation, and then look at the price later to see whether it's way out of line with what my value is.
Ngayon na alam mo na napakahalaga ng research sa pag-i-invest, take the time to study the companies, industry, and economic trends. Lagi mong tatandaan, knowledge is your most potent weapon. Number 7, become a long-term investor. Na kung mapapansin natin, many successful investors are long-term investors. Ang short-term fluctuation sa ating merkado, ito'y isa lamang noise sa ating investing journey. Focus on your goals and the rest will follow.
I never know what markets are going to do. I know what markets are going to do over a long period of time. They're going to go up. But in terms of what's going to happen in a day or a week or a month or a year even, I've never felt that I knew it, and I've never felt it was important. We're almost always a buyer of stocks, and we're a more aggressive buyer when they're going down. I mean, I feel much better when they're going down. I think every business should be run as efficiently as possible, and some are and some aren't. We try to buy the ones that are. I mean, I bought my first stock in April of 1942. I was 11. Pearl Harbor had happened 3 or 4 months earlier. We were losing the war. I mean, if you want to talk about a bad outlook for the country's not going to go away. The plants aren't going to go away. The people aren't going to go away. The talents aren't going to go away. The country will grow in value over time.
Now remember this, time in the market beats timing the market. Number 8, set clear financial goals. Ang pag-aalam mo ng iyong financial goals, kung bakit ka nag-i-invest in the first place, ay magbibigay ito ng matibay na konklusyon at matibay na pundasyon sa pag-i-invest mo sa ating merkado. At matutulungan ka nito para magkaroon ka ng better investment decisions.
these goals we're going to talk about around a very serious promise to yourself that you will achieve in a very specific amount of time. And the way I'd like to do it, and the way I've done it in my life, is just say, look, I'm going to make X amount of dollars in X amount of time, and I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to write that down as a promise and sign it and date it. And that's going to be a major focus of my life to get that done. So we can't make tons of promises, right? We have to have goals that will point us in the right direction, but start with a major promise about your finances that you're going to achieve. Now, if you want to achieve your goals, now these are the sub goals that are going to take you on that route to your promise. And every high achiever and success guru focuses on this. Warren Buffett, Tony Robbins, my friend Brian Tracy, all these guys are going to tell you that goal setting is a huge part of their success. It's a big deal to be step by step to some really, really important final promise. Now, the key to setting goals is to make a habit of setting them and then revising them as you achieve them or as you fall short of them. I set new goals every year, every month, every week. Hey, I even look at my goals every day and review what it is I want to achieve that day.
Now, whether it's retirement, buying a home, or funding your children's education, pagkakaroon ng clear destination, matutulungan ka nito para i-guide ang inyong investment journey. In conclusion, these 8 lessons have been instrumental in shaping my investing journey, and I hope they serve as a compass on your path to financial success. Remember this, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay patient, stay informed, and stay focused on your financial goals. Kung itong video na to ay naging insightful para sa'yo, please like this video and please subscribe para marami pang potential investor ang maabot itong ating channel. And thank you for joining me today, and remember, your financial future is in your hands. Until next time, this Pesky Warrior na nagpapaalalang, invest wisely, and see you on the other side.